Hello, just before today's Pilates session, I'd like to mention for Rossendale Leisure Trust members that they are now running some outdoor small group sessions, and I'm going to try some Pilates. I'm running those from Adrenaline Centre, and that's on a Monday, Wednesday and a Saturday. There is a booking system which is available to paying members. That aside, I'm still going to continue doing my video session, which I'm just about to start for this week, and this is it will be the same session which I'll repeat on the small group sessions outside, which is of course ever so much dependent on the weather, so here's hoping the weather stays fine and there's no rain. However, for this session that doesn't matter. So I just go and join my mat, and we're going to set off stood up. Just going to think about the posture a little bit before we start. So I'm going to take the toes apart, I'm going to come up onto the balls of my feet, and I'm going to place the heels down so I've got about hip distance apart with my feet. Nice soft knees, and we're just going to start with a few pelvic tilts. So top of the thumbs on the hip bone and first fingers on the pubic bone, and we're just going to tip pelvis forward. So if I had a glass of water in the centre of our pelvis, we'd be pouring that water out, it would be tipping out of the front. I'm now going to tuck in from behind, drawing in the navel to the spine, and we're going to tilt the other way. So this time the water, if there was a glass in the middle, the water would be tipping out the back. So just going to do a few more of those, and all we're doing is just finding a little bit of space here in that lumbar spine, and just opening up the torso a little bit with this. So just do about 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. I'll come into a position where we've still got soft knees, and we've probably got a little bit more length into our chest area, and we've just found that little bit of space. So thinking about the shoulders now, just going to gently rotate each shoulder 3 times. Again, just opening up those joints, and we'll just do a side bend here where we're sliding down the outside of one leg and back up to centre. We'll do that 3 times. And this time we're going to take this arm over, I'm going to leave it there. So what we're trying to do here is we're not tilting forwards, we're not tilting backwards. Almost imagine we're trapped between 2 panes of glass here, and we're going to take the bottom arm up to shoulder height, and we're just going to slowly raise it to meet the other arm, back down again. Again, a couple more times here. I think with today's session we're going to do mainly sets of 4 reps. Okay, I'll do the same on the other side. First of all, just a side bend, sliding down the outside of that leg as far as we can, stretching out the side of the waist, and this time I'm going to stay there and take out the lower arm, shoulder height, and then we're just going to join it, so we're isolating the movement here just to the arm. 2, 3, and 4. Release those arms. We'll just have a shoulder roll forward a couple of times, and a shoulder roll, just a forwards, going backwards there, and the shoulder roll forwards. There we go. I'm going to breathe in now, raising the arms up to nice soft arms, but shoulder height, coming onto the balls of the feet again. A little bit of balance involved in this. We're bending those knees, we're not caving in and they're not going out, and we're just going to come down. While we're doing this, we're really pressing that back, yeah. And when we're down as far as we can, we're then going to gently put the heels on the floor, and we're just going to come back up again. Breathing in to prepare. Onto the balls of the feet, coming down, stretching forwards with the fingertips, stretching back with the base of the spine, dropping the heels, coming back up again, breathing in, onto the balls of the feet, and one more time. This way, so balls of the feet, stretching out forwards, stretching out backwards, dropping the heels, and coming up. Just going to change this slightly now for the next four. So this time we're keeping the heels firmly planted on the ground or on your mat, and we're coming down with a flat foot. When we're down as far as we can without the heels coming up, we can then come onto the balls, and here, if we've got the space, we can come down a little bit further, and then while we've got the heels raised, we'll come back up, and at the top just placing the heels back down again. Breathing in to prepare, feet fully on the mat or on the ground, going down, and here just raising those heels if we can, going down a little bit lower and back up. Do that a couple more times. Breathing in, just making sure the knees are nice and level with the hips, hip width apart, and the legs nice and strong, coming down and driving up to the balls of the feet on the toes, and when we're fully upright, placing the heels down. One more time. Down we go. Really stretching out. Coming onto the balls of the feet, a little bit further down if we can. And up we come. And placing those heels down. Now just going to a little bit of balance work still with this. Let's see how it goes. So we're just going to take one knee, holding a knee with the opposite arm, and the shin area with the same side. I'm just going to pull that into the chest, and hopefully we're not going to crouch over, just going to give that a couple of pulls, and we're taking that down, swapping over, so opposite arm to knee, same side to shin, and just pulling that in. So we're just sort of opening up the hips here a little bit, but we're also still working on our balance and control. If this is too much, we can just take the knee here, we don't have to pull it in. And we'll do one more, I think, each side. So holding on, pulling in, back down, and the final one. Try and keep it nice and tall while we're doing this. And taking one foot out, straight foot, and we're just going to raise and lower. Forward. It doesn't have to be high. What we're concentrating on here is finding that space and length in the leg. And we're just gently tapping those toes down. Just do 8 of these, I think. And the next one, we're going to leave up, and we're just going to do some little pulses in the air. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And bring that leg down. Same leg now, I'm going to take that out to the side. I'm going to have the knee pointing to the front. I'm just going to step back a little bit. I don't know if you can see my feet. Just realised a little bit late, I'm sorry about that. So knee pointing to the front and the feet, you can see the toes are pointing down towards the mat or the floor. And I'm going to put my hand on the hips and we're just going to take that leg out, straight leg out to the side. It doesn't have to be high. What we're working on here, again, is isolating the movement. So the body doesn't swing, all the movement should just be in that leg. Couple more here, and on the next one we're going to leave that up and just do some little pulses. Oops. Just do another 4 and bring that down. Still working on the same leg now. We're going to take that out to the side and we're just going to bring that down to what I call a curtsy. Out to the side. What we're trying to do here is keep the hips and keep the body to the front. So not swinging around to the side while we're doing this. And on the next one, we're going to stay down. And just little pulses here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up we come. We'll do the same on the other leg now. Starting with the toe taps forward. 1, 2, 3. Remember, it doesn't have to be high. And the next one, we're leaving that up and we're just going to do little pulses again, forwards. Just do another 8 here. Bringing that down, out to the side it goes. Remember, knee to the front, toes pointing down. I'll just go further back, hope you can see my toes. And again, very little movement in the body, all the movement isolated in that leg. Might find that your other leg, the supporting leg, is feeling it as well. That's perfectly normal, that's already worked anyway. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try another 4 little pulses. 2, 3, 4. The leg comes down and we'll now do the curtsies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Staying down on the 8th, and some little pulses. Let's try for another 8 from here. And up we come. Now from here, we're going to do some roll downs. What we're doing a little bit of a sequence where we're adding on. There are some press-ups involved, and I'm just going to give you options for press-ups. When we walk out, we can stay in the press-up position, plank position, and do a full press-up. Or we can drop our knees And we can take our arms out about 45 degrees so the bottom drops, and we can, nice wide arms, probably as wide as the mat, and we can do the press up from here. If that's still quite strong, other exercises we add on, we can do from this position or the press up position, or as I say, if that is too strong, there is another option where we're just coming into sort of a bit of a quadruped box position, and we can do the exercises from here, which just takes out a little bit of the strain from the shoulders and the arms. All will make sense when we start. As I said, we're adding on. So we're starting with, just going to breathe in to prepare. Nice stretch upwards. Arms come down to shoulder height. We're dropping our chin, and we're just going to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, down those legs. We can bend the knees at the bottom if we want, and then we're going to walk out. Now at this stage, we're in a plank position, and we're just going to flex the toes forward and back 4 times. Forward and back. It's just a little movement. Forward and back. Really sucking in that navel to the spine. Now here, you can either stay, if you want to do a full press up. I'm certainly not. I'm just going to drop my knees from this position, which will give me that position where my arms are at 45 degrees and my bottom's not up here. It's nice and tucked in. And I'm going to do 4 press ups from here. 1, 2, 3. Try not to rush these. 4. And when we've done 4, curling the toes under, back into that plank position, walking back up to the feet, and sliding up, bumping on that spine again. Breathing in to prepare, and breathing out, bringing the arms back, and we're on to the second one. So breathe, walking out again. As I say, this is adding on, so I'm going to repeat what we've already done. 1, 2, 3, we're doing 4 of everything. 4, then 4 press ups, hands coming down. 1, try to make sure you bring your whole chest down and you're not just like a nodding donkey where your head comes down and you think, great, I'm getting my body to the mat. And from here, as I say, we're adding on. So we're going to raise one arm and place it down. Raise the other arm down. Go to do 4 on each arm. Again, this can be done from the plank position if you want a challenge. One more. Each arm. Toes under, into plank, and we're walking up again. Sliding up. Arms up, stretching out, breathing out, arms shoulder high, dipping the chin, sliding down, walking out, just rocking forward on the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, knees come down, pressing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, or 1 on each. That's 2 on each arm. 3 on each arm. 4. We're now And the next one, we're going to keep it out and we're just going to raise it and lower it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring that leg back in. We'll do the same with the other leg. So sliding that out to the side, nice straight leg. Taking it round in an arc. 2, 3. And then on the fourth one, leaving it out to the side, nice and straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bringing that back in, up to plank, walking in, and sliding up. Still adding on here, curling down again, walking out. Should have done something better with my hair, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm dropping my knees. 4 press ups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember what we did next. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both hands down. And now straightening one leg out behind, taking it round, and tapping down the side with the side of the other leg. 2, 3. I think I've miscounted here. Leaving it out this time and just raising and lowering it 4 times. Leg goes back, other leg comes out. Somebody's at the door, I'm hoping somebody else is going to get that, I'm not. 1, 2, 3, and we're leaving that leg out, raising and lowering. 1, 2, 3, 4. Final add on here, bringing the knees back in. All we're going to do is take one arm, float it out in front, bring it down. What we're trying to do here is keep the body solid. So we're not twisting around the movement, we're trying to again just isolate it into those arms. One more, each arm. And coming up into plank position, nice strong plank, walking back, up, and sliding up those legs. Last time now that we're going down, dipping the chin into the chest, unpeeling that back vertebrae by vertebrae. You might find you're getting a little bit warmer, a little bit looser now. Out we come again, rocking backwards and forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knees come down, 4 press ups. 1. Really sucking in that stomach. 3, 4. Arms to the ceiling. 1, back in, other leg goes out, side to side, 1, nice sweeping arch, 2, 3, leaving it out at number 4, the side, and just raising and lowering it, 1, 2, 3, 4, leg comes in, and 1, we're on the final set of these now, 2, no that's not, that's 2, because we're doing 2 on each, 3, 3, 4, 4, and bring yourselves back into a swan, really stretching out. We can have a quick relax here, forehead if you can, if your knees will allow, forehead into mat, just walking out those hands and trying to get the bottom as close as you can to the heels if your knees will permit. Back from here, we're going to slide through into Cobra. There's 2 options how we can do this. The less challenging option is to transition via just coming up into all fours and then just gently dropping that bottom down as far as it will go, nice and slowly, and bringing the chest through. The other option, which is a bit more challenging, just making sure that you've got enough space to bring your body through your hands, so the hands need to be outside the mat or on the outside edges, and what I call this is like the sliding under the toilet door, so we're keeping our body nice and low, and sliding through and up. So either way, or just do a couple of each. We're just going to do 3 more of those. So while we're here, just to stretch the neck, I think we'll look one way, come back to centre and look over the other shoulder. Centre, and then we're bending those knees and going back into swan, and again we're sliding through. Oh, that's hard. Looking over one shoulder, looking over the other shoulder, back to centre. We'll do a couple more. This one I'm going to come up the high road, so I'm coming up onto all fours, and then I'm just gently dropping my hips. Look over one shoulder, forwards, look over the other shoulder, forwards, back. And one last time. Sliding through. Up we come. Over one shoulder, forward, over the other shoulder, forward, and now we're going to gently just bring ourselves down onto our mats. So from here, we're going to take our arms out into a T shape, so that at the side we can bring our legs a little bit closer together. And we're going to keep our feet on the mat. So the forehead goes down. Breathing in to prepare. And we're just going to first of all raise our head and our chest as much as we can with the hands still on the ground. Depends on your back flexibility. I feel I've probably raised about an inch. It doesn't feel very good to me. I'm now going to take the arms off, and raising the arms off the ground, and I'm just going to sweep them round to the side. You might get your chest a little bit further up by doing this. Hands come back down, out to the side, hands come down, and then the chest and the forehead comes to the mat. So do that 3 more times, a little bit faster. Head up, arms out to the side, arms out, hands down, forehead down. Head and chest up, arms leave the, hands leave the floor, down to the side, swinging back out, down. Now we're just going to add on to this, so head and chest comes up, arms come up. Now as we move the arms back, we're bending at the knees, bringing those in, and just seeing if we can tap the ankles. May not, doesn't matter. And then arms come back out wide, legs straighten, hands come down, forehead comes down. Do another 3 of those. Head and chest up, arms up, down to the side, knees bend, try to touch the ankles, back out, hands down, feet down, forehead down. 2 more, head up and chest, arms. One final long. Now we're just going to bring our arms out in front of us, not having them too narrow. I'm going to have the palms facing in, so the little finger, the side of the hands along the floor, and the legs can come a little bit wider as well. I'm just going to do a very slow swimming, so we're just going to raise one arm and the opposite leg. But what we're trying to do is keep the arm and the leg straight. So we don't really want particularly any great height in this. It's more of a stretching out, so you're just taking opposite arm and leg off the ground and stretching it out as if you're on a sort of crossways rack. And for the last few, we're just going to speed that up a bit. So almost like scissoring in the middle. Just do another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew. Forehead down. Just place the forehead on your hands. Just bend those knees and just what I call windscreen wash your legs from side to side. And that's enough of the nice bit. We're just going to come up now and we're going to come onto our sides. So here, I think for this one, I'm going to lie out. I'm hoping I'm in shot. Yeah, I think I am. So I'm just going to lie out and I'm just going to bring the bottom leg. I'm just going to bring it forward and I'm going to have a bend in it. And that will give me a little bit more balance. So the hand, if you need that for balance as well, that can be in front or it can just be relaxed down your side. So to start with, top leg, we're just going to raise it and lower. Just points to remember, again as ever, knees to the front and the toes are almost pointing down. So we don't need a particular height. What we're trying to do though is lengthen out again. Wherever we can, we're just trying to find space in the body. We're just trying to grow the body. So just going to raise and lower. Just do that a couple more times. Now we're going to keep that top leg raised. And while it's here, little circles forward. And I'm going to bring my arm forward to support me. Because what I'm trying to do here, maybe unsuccessfully when I watch this video, again, I'm trying to isolate that movement so it's just in the leg. I think sometimes if you do it too big, your whole body rocks. What we're trying to do is just use that hip. Right, and enough one way, we're now going to reverse that circle. So I've got a flex foot while I'm doing this, and it's not a big circle. I'd say it's the size of a dessert plate, not a dinner plate even. So just do another 4, I think. 2, 1, and now with the leg still stretched out, extending off the floor, we're going to swing it forward with a flex foot, pulse it once or twice, and then we're going to take it behind. So it's pulse and behind, pulse and behind. So not throwing the leg about with this again, it's all about that control. Just do one more of these. And then we're going to bend this leg. We're not going to bring it into the other leg, but we are going to bring it parallel. And I'm just going to open up that hip and bring it down. So again, we're not throwing it, and the hips stay stacked. 3, 4, we'll try for another 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just bring that knee to join the other knee. Just pat your leg down if it needs it. I'm just going to come up now, and we're going to turn round, and we're going to do the other side. So if you remember how we started, I'm going to have a bent bottom leg, 90 degrees. That gives you some stability. Also helps you isolate the movement. So we're setting off with some straight leg raises, almost like you're being pulled up from the heel and the toes are facing towards the mat. We'll do a couple more, and then we're going to leave it at the top. I'm going to do some little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then from here, we're just going to rotate. I'm flexing my foot to do this. Size of a tea plate or a dessert plate. And what I'm trying to do is just isolate that movement just into the hip and the pelvis area. So not swinging out. And I'm going to reverse that rotation. And from here now, with a flex foot, we're going to take a straight leg forward, and then we're going to point the foot, or if we just take it slightly behind. What we're trying to do here is keep the same distance from the mat or from the ground. And again, just not throwing the body into it. Again, movement isolation, just activating the muscles we want. We're not using any compensatory muscles here. We'll just do one more here. And then we're going to bend that knee. We're not dropping it yet. It could be aching. And we're just going to open up and close. So it's a bit like a clam, a variation of a clam this, where, you know, usually we have the heels together. This one we're not, it's just opening up and bringing it down. Just another 4 here. No idea how the time's going on. I haven't got a watch, but I will. We'll just finish off, I think, with some bridges. So, lying down. I'm going, first of all, I'm going to take the feet wider than the mat. And we're just going to raise, hands can be down, nice relaxed shoulders, palms facing down, and just get coming up and down. Just another 4 here, and I'm going to stay at the top. 2, 3, staying at the top for this one, and just some little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we'll go for 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bringing that back down. What we're going to do now is we're just going to bring the heels in, not the toes. So we're sliding the heels in. So you see that my feet now are facing out. What I'm trying to do now is just alters the angle, and it just opens up the hip flexors a little bit more. So we're doing a bridge, but we've got our feet sort of turning out. 2, 3, 4, 5. This next one we're going to stay up, and we're going to do some little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll try for 12 again. 9, 10, 11, 12. Lowering that bridge. We're now going to bring the rest of the feet in onto the mat, and we're going to sort of place our feet in what we call our sort of typical or standard bridge position. And once we've got them in position, we're going to raise the heels. And we're going to keep those heels raised as we come up into a bridge and drop down. Very strong on the calf muscles this. 2, 3, 4, 5, and staying at the top on number 6, and just some little pulses. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bringing ourselves down, peeling that spine back down onto the mat. And I'm going to do a 3-legged bridge here. If this is too strong, you just miss it out, or just stay on all fours and just do another set, whichever set you want, with both feet down. But what I'm going to do here is just going to take one bent leg off the mat. It stays bent, it stays on the 90-degree bend, and we're just going to push up and down. Very strong on the leg that's pushing up and down, driving up through the heel. 3, 4, 5, 6. And because we're not doing any pulses, we'll do, I think we'll do 8 of these. 7, 8. And swap legs, bringing the other leg up, and again 8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Final one. And lower. And just bring those knees in. And we'll just rock from side to side, just massaging that lower spine a bit. And now we'll just do little circles one way. and reverse that, little circles the other way. Now when we're ready, we're just going to bring ourselves up to sitting. Nice and slowly. I'll do that one day and not get up and flip back. So, just to stretch off now, I'm going to sit cross-legged, but do sit any way you want. And I'm just going to opposite hand to knee. I'm just going to look over one shoulder and try to keep a nice straight back. Doing this, looking as far as I can behind me. And then I'm going to swap sides. Back to the front. And this time, just going to raise one arm up. I'm just going to come over. If you can, or if you want to, if you can get your elbow down, just but what we're trying to do is make sure both the cheeks at the bottom stay on the mat. And then this top arm, I'm going to slide it forward as if I'm going to try and draw a big arch. Doesn't have to, it depends how good your forward bend is. Mine's not so good. All the way around and just taking it out to the other side, level with the body, and then I'm going to bring up that other arm. Going to try and bend that elbow into the mat, stretching over, trying to keep the cheeks on the mat still, and then we're going to start altering that side bend into a forward bend, drawing a circle around, and this time both arms wide out to the side. We're just going to drop the head. I'm sure some of you will get far closer to the floor or your mat than I can doing this. And I'm going to bring that head up. Just a couple more for the head. Just going to tilt to one side. If you want, you can hold to one side. Just relaxing the shoulder. Over to the other side. Again, just making sure this shoulder doesn't come up. Relax. And then head forward. If you want, again, holding onto it. Back up. And that's it for today, folks. Okay, so thank you very much. And do remember, there are some sessions if you're still a paying member, which you can book on either through the Adrenaline Centre or through Mall Pits. Okay then, until next time, bye.